Hello everyone, we are Matt and Jessica of MJ Sailing, and today we are going to be taking measurements for a new spinnaker for our boat, Elements of Life, which is a 1983 Tresaloo. In the past we have done both our mainsail and our headsail through Precision, and although those forms were very simple, it did require a few measurements, but for the spinnaker we're going through today, it's only 2 measurements that need to be taken, so it is a very simple process, but we are still going to walk you through how we do that today.
The 2 measurements we're going to take today are going to be our max hoist, basically for our halyard, and also our sheeting position, where it sheets along our tow rail. Now we've got to be a little bit difficult, of course. We do not have a bowsprit, so where we're going to hoist from, our mounting point, is actually going to be right on our anchor roller. Now I haven't drilled it yet for our mounting position, where we're going to put a little bow eye, but you can see this kind of black dot here. That's going to eventually be drilled out, and we'll be hoisting from that position. So that's our lower mount. Now the first question on Precision's short little form is our spinnaker halyard location. Basically, does it come out of the top of the mast, or do you have a fractional rig and it comes out a little bit lower? On ours, we're a masthead rig. It comes out of the top crane, out of the top of our mast. So very simple. 2 different options. We have masthead, top of mast, or fractional, slightly above forestay. We're a masthead, so check that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to measure our hoist. How far up basically we can pull the line. To do that, we're going to use our long tape measure that we have. We're going to attach that to our spinnaker halyard, hoist it up the mast, and measure on the lower part, our lower mounting point, to figure out our full length of how far we can hoist. Again, very simple to do. We'll go over that right now. And for this, all you need is a long tape measure. This is our 100-foot tape measure. It has been used an absolute ton. Highly recommend having one. Bought this one probably a decade ago from Harbor Freight for I think it was like $6 or $7. Well worth having and keeping on the boat. You will need it. Attach that right here. Next step is to have Jessica down at the dock holding this end while hoisted up to the top of our masthead. Jessica, there you go. Don't drop it. Nope. Okay, it's pulled all the way up the mast. I'm measuring it right down to this point. Keep it taut. We are 47 feet, 2 inches and a half. We've got section 1 out of the way for measurements. Number 2, again, very, very simple here. Section 2 is going to be our sheeting position. First question they're going to ask is, do you have adjustable tow rail? So are there multiple points that you can put a block for your sheeting position, or are you going to have a fixed position for the block? Now on Elements, we've got basically a perforated tow rail, so we can adjust to any position. The best location for our winch is actually going to be right about there. So we're going to measure from that point all the way to where our hoist, where our mount is on our anchor roller, and that's going to be the position, that's going to be our measurement for our sheeting length and our sheeting position. Right here. that's actually it for section 1. Again, this is incredibly easy. Section 2, the question that they're going to ask is for our sheeting position, where the block is going to go along the tow rail. Now, the first question for that is, do you have an adjustable position, adjustable location for the block along your tow rail, or is it going to be a fixed position? Now, on Elements, we kind of have a perforated tow rail. There's multiple holes in there, so we get to pick and choose what's going to work best for us, give us the longest length, and also what's going to go to our winch, our Spinnaker winch, the best angle there. So for that, we're going to end up using the position down here. So we're going to measure right now from our mount, right along our forestay, all the way down to this block position, and that's going to go in box 2.
See?
Got it pretty tight.
Pretty tight.
Can you see the numbers or? Okay. The sheeting position on our boat, basically back to where the block is going to be, is 35 feet 11 inches. So again, real simple, easy to do. Measure to this point, and that is it. Fill it in our little form, and then move on to our next category, which is, I believe, picking colors.
The sock.
The sock. Again, those 2 measurements were all actually it took to measure for our Spinnaker. Precision is going to take care of the rest of it when they enter into their computer program and design your new Spinnaker. So we move on to the next step. Next step is actually going to be, are you going to be using now or into the future, are you going to be using a Spinnaker sock to hoist the Spinnaker and control it? Yes, we are. Page 2. A Spinnaker Furler. Are you going to be using one of those? No, we will not. And then a Spinnaker Pole. Now, the Spinnaker we're looking for is a cruising chute, an asymmetrical Spinnaker, which does not typically use a Spinnaker pole, so we are not going to be using our pole for that. So we click no. And then the really important part where we pick out our colors.
And the very last option for choosing your Spinnaker is going through the colors. And for us, we're actually still working with Precision right now for the design, so we don't have our colors picked out. We're going to do some more consultations, probably a phone call, and maybe like a design layout before we choose that. And once we get that figured out, they will then put it into their system. Although on the sheet they do offer a few colors, please disregard what this is showing because our printer is running out of ink cartridges, so these are not the actual colors that Precision offers. But very simple, you just enter those in and send that in along with your form after you've done your measurements, as well as any additional notes that you may have. And that's it, you're done. Your Spinnaker is measured, Precision's going to take care of the rest, and at that point you are in fantastic hands.